Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cardwell's Cauldrons. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And with this production of Geektopia Island, we're bringing you a good old new deck here that's kind of weirdly similar to Kevin's Multitude of Gifts without some colors. And it's actually one of the people around us. We've been thinking about this deck over and over, and we just have a bunch of crap to it, and we don't know what to do with it. And that's why it's called That Junkyard Life. It's a bunch of random stuff that hopefully works together.
It seems like it can. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy decks like this because it's a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All
just
in a
good
deck.
dudes put together. And it is soul type. And with that, we'll go ahead and start with the first creature. And that's Pelt Collector. This guy was amazing. I was able to buy 8 of them before they shot up in all the monies. But he's a 1 green, 1/1. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield or dies, if that creature's power is greater than Pelt Collector's, put a 1/1 counter on Pelt Collector. And as long as he has 3 or more, he has Trample. That card is pretty insane early game, of course. Late game, he's kind of
Yeah, but if you get him turn 1, which is when you want him, he gets to be crazy in a deck like this.
And he actually works really well with this next guy we're going to talk about.
Alright, so Lazav the Multifarious. Again, he's one of our favorite cards.
Yeah, agreed, yeah.
Blue-black for a 1/3 legendary dude. He's a shapeshifter. Comes into play, you surveil 1. Then you can pay X, and he becomes a copy of target creature card in your graveyard with total cost X. Except its name is Lazav, and you can still do this ability to make him something else. So essentially, if your Pelt Collector dies, you can pay 1 and make this dude a Pelt Collector. He becomes a 1/1 then, like Pelt Collector, yada yada, and all that. But he can still pay X to become something else.
Exactly. So, like, something comes in or is about to die, and if Lazav doesn't have any counters on him, you just make him a Pelt Collector, then he gets a counter. And then you can switch him back to whatever else you want.
That's super cute.
So, like,
That's
later
super
on,
cute.
you're just like, oh, I'm going to become a Doom Whisperer now with counters on him. Thanks.
That's cute. I didn't think about that, but I like that.
That's the cute little trick right there. The next one, of course, just Merfolk Branchwalker, because why not? It's a 2-drop, 2/1, enters the battlefield and explores. So if you don't know what Explore is, you look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it in your hand. If it's not, then you get to decide whether to throw it, put it in the bottom, or no, in the graveyard. Yeah. There's so many like Scry, Surveil, and Explore now. Does almost the same thing. But yeah, you get to make that choice. So it helps with land fixing.
Yeah, Branchwalker is always going to be one of the best uncommons printed for a while.
Yeah.
Because it's so good for what it does. Explore is just a really good mechanic. It's really well thought out mechanic. Mm-hmm. And it does a lot for you.
It's just good value.
Next up is Plaguecrafter. He's another fun little dude. It's 3 mana for a 3/2. Comes into play, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Each player who can't discards a card.
This extremely powerful black uncommon ever. Like, it's amazing in standard. With Pelt Collector, it makes Pelt Collector a 3/3 immediately. Because you're like, Plaguecrafter, sack Plaguecrafter. Like, done.
And he gets a counter when he comes into play and when he leaves.
Yeah, exactly. This is amazing. Now, Goreclaw. He's one of our favorite creatures as well. We keep saying, see, it's a deck full of just favorite stuff here.
Yeah.
Goreclaw, Terror of Kalisema. It's a 4-drop, 3 colors, 1 green. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 less. It's amazing. It's a 4/3, and whenever this Goreclaw attacks, each creature control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and gains trample on the turn. So it's just a big dude that gets bigger and makes all your big dudes cost less.
Yeah, he's great for 4 mana because he just does a lot. He helps your big dudes come in quicker.
Yep.
And one of the best big dudes of the new standard
set,
is Vine Mare. And you wouldn't have thought it when it first was shown. Everybody kind of dogged on him.
Yeah.
But this dude is making waves everywhere because he's 4 mana for a 5/3 with hexproof.
Yep.
He can't be blocked by black creatures.
And there's a lot of black decks running around there. And with Goreclaw, it costs 2 green and it becomes a 6/4 with trample.
Yeah.
Whenever you swing.
And I mean, it's a 4 mana 5/3 hexproof. Like, don't target me. Just thanks.
Just take that damage, please.
Yeah.
And the demon that's all the rage in the Seance is Doom Whisperer. It's 3, 2 black, 6/6 flying trample. Need I say more? And I will. Because you pay 2 life, you surveil 2. Which is almost like Explore, but you don't get to reveal them. So you look at the top 2 cards, and you get to put them on top or in the graveyard, or rearrange them, or whatever you like, pretty much.
Yeah, he's just fantastic.
It's just
he
amazing.
costs a lot, but he's so good because he's a 6/6 flying trample.
Yeah, for 5. Like, I would just play that any
day. All right, so the next big demon, he's a demon that I like because I like big, dumb, terrible things that shouldn't be played. But Demonlord Belzenlok, he's 6 mana for a 6/6 flying trample.
Yep.
When he enters the battlefield, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Then put that card into your hand. If the card's convert mana cost is 4 or greater, repeat this process. He deals 1 damage to you for each card put into your hand this way.
Yeah. With Goreclaw, super amazing because he's cheaper, and then you can get a lot of value from that.
Yeah. So essentially, if you get a Goreclaw, a Vine Mare, Doom Whisper, him, or anything else,
yeah,
you just get free value. You get all kinds of extra cards when he comes into play. Dude's pretty sick.
And he's also a 6/6 flying trample demon.
Yeah, why not?
And the star of the deck, the reason why it was the conception of the deck was because of Muldrotha, the Gravetide. 3 black, green, blue, so 3 in soul type. This awesome lady, during each of your turns, you may play up to 1 permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. So definition. If a card with multiple permanents, choose a type. So you get to play a land, artifact, enchantment, creature, planeswalker. I do believe that's from the graveyard once per turn.
Yeah, and lo and behold, if you have a Lazav and you make this a Muldrotha, you get to get 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because the first Muldrotha, that's an actual Muldrotha, triggers, and the Lazav gets to trigger.
Because Lazav is the exact same copy, except it's Lazav.
Yeah.
So therefore, it still has everything. So you could just do like Plaguecrafter. Okay, sack Plaguecrafter. Plaguecrafter again. Do all that cute stuff.
And I mean, you're playing black-green, so you may as well run the Assassin's Trophy.
If you got them, use them.
Yeah, they're great for what they do because they're the good spot kill on anything you need. Destroy target permanent. Your opponent may search the library for basic land and put it in the battlefield.
Yeah.
Sure, they get to replace it with a basic, but great. You got rid of your Planeswalker. That's what it's for.
Well, as soon as they hit Teferi turn 5, you're like, kill it before you untap your land, because that's what it's made for. And we're only running 2. We realize anything above that is just unnecessary and it hurts you, actually. Which is weird. The next one, Journey to Eternity. 1 black-green legendary enchantment, aura, actually. Enchant creature you control. When the enchanted creature dies, return this card flipped and the creature back from the graveyard. Which we've been wanting to use this card ever since it came out as well. And it flips into Atzel Cave of Eternity. You can tap it, add 1 mana of color of your choosing to your mana pool, and then you can pay 5. 3 black, green. Return target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Not as a copy. You don't have to exile it when it dies. It just comes back. So you attach this to anything, and then you Plaguecrafter, and then you can sack that to immediately get all that value.
It's so good with a Plaguecrafter because you're just like, make this dude big, do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And all of these dudes that have come into play triggers, you just trigger them again.
Yeah.
Like your Explorer dude or Demonlord Belzenlok, any of them. Because you get a free value because Journey brings that dude back to play, so you don't actually lose your creature.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up is just to help fuel your deck. We got Notion Rain. It's a blue, black, and 1. And it's a sorcery. You surveil 2, then you draw 2 cards, and it deals 2 damage to you. So essentially, you just pay 3, you look at the top 2, do what you want with them, draw 2, take 2.
Yeah. Surveil the Bones is, I think that's what they're calling it nowadays, is their nickname. It's just good.
Yeah, it's a fantastic little card.
Connive and Concoct. I really love this card a lot. It's a split card, so 2 in Dimir colors, so 2 colorless, 2 black, blue, or switcheroo. Gain control of target power creature with power 2 or less. So this immediately can get Aurelia, which is really cute, for turn 4. And then the Concoct part is surveil 3, then return a creature from the graveyard into the battlefield. Simple as that, for 5.
Yeah.
I mean, if you already have a big dude already in there because you dumped it with Lazav, then you can bring it back. Or with the surveil 3, which is a good dig, you can go in and, put a Doom Whisperer back or Muldrotha.
Yep, pretty much. I love Concoct. I think it's a fantastic card for... I mean, it was Rise from the Grave. That's the way that card's always been printed in core sets. They just added put 3 more cards in the for options, and why not?
That's super good. That's what Reanimator wants. It wants to feel the graveyard.
Next up is Karn, Scion of Urza. So 4 mana Planeswalker for 5. He's colorless. You get +1 loyalty. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. An opponent chooses one of them. Put that card into your hand, and the other gets a silver counter on it. Then you can pay -1 and put a card you own with a silver counter on it from exile into your hand. Cool. So you don't ever really lose those cards. It just takes an extra turn. Or you can make -2 and create a 0/0 colorless construct token that gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control.
It's just an overall good thing, and for this mid-rangey type where you just need to fuel yourself, yeah, super expensive at the moment. This pretty much deck is just a bunch of random good cards. You can even use Vivien Reid, which we have in the deck as well, but just more of her because she's a lot cheaper than Karn. But he's just too good.
He does a lot for you.
Yeah, he does everything. The next one, Ritual of Soot, because you need a board wipe of some kind, at least. We got one of them in main board. 2 black, destroy all creatures converted mana cost 3 or less. Just simple as that.
Your little aggro deck, just go away.
Yeah, just
get out of here.
Your tokens, get out of here.
Next up is our Saga, the Eldest Reborn. 5 mana for a Saga. So when each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker.
Really good.
Great. Second Saga, each opponent discards a card.
Okay.
Alright. And then Saga 3, put target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control.
Yeah, any graveyard. So you can get their Teferi or their Vivien. It's really good.
Yeah, you can get anything from theirs or you can get something from yours, which is essentially what I would like to do with this, just because you have a lot of good dudes already.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you kill the Teferi, you might as well take their Teferi, because that dude's just strong.
Extremely good. And with Muldrotha, you can keep casting this every time it goes in the graveyard. And the next one is Vivien Reid, one of the up-and-coming planeswalkers. It's 3, 2 green. It starts with 5 loyalty, so that's good. Her +1. You look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or a land card and put them into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom random order.
Great.
Seems really good. Her -3 has every single sideboard green card that you ever need. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or a creature with flying. So Lyra, any angels, get the hell out of here. And then her -8 is you're basically rubbing the salt in the wound against your opponent. Your emblem gets creatures you control gets +2/+2, has vigilance, trample, and indestructible. That's just,
why not?
Yeah, because why not?
You're already winning. Make sure I get to keep on top.
Make sure you get to scoop, hopefully.
Yeah. Next up is Vraska, Relic Seeker. She's by far my favorite planeswalker because it's a Gorgon. But 6 mana for a 6 loyalty planeswalker. +2, you make a 2/2 black pirate with menace.
So good.
Awesome. -3, you get to destroy an artifact, creature, or an enchantment and make a treasure token you can use for mana.
Yeah.
Or -10, target player's life becomes 1. So I've died to it a couple times, so if you get to that point, there's not much you can do if it's to that point.
Yeah, and it's a quick point too, like 3 turns. It's like enter, next turn, and then bam.
Yeah. But she's so strong just because she has 2 abilities that protect herself. Whether you're making a dude to block for something, or you're just killing their big dude that you can't deal with.
And you get mana out of it. Like that's so silly.
Yeah, she's amazing just because she protects herself so well.
And with that, as you can tell, like we ran through a lot of different cards because there's like 2 1-drops in here, and that's why the name is what it is.
Yep.
Now with the lands, we're running 25. A little bit too much for my blood, but we'll get there. All right, Drowned Catacombs, the black-blue, just buddy land, 4 of those. Forest, of course. Hinterland Harbor is the blue-green buddy land, which will become more famous next set.
Yep.
3 island, 4 Overgrown Tomb, which is the black-green shockland, I do believe. Yes. 2 swamps. 4 Watery Graves is the black-blue shockland, and then 3 Woodland Cemeteries is the buddy land for black-green.
Yeah, so you have all the mana you need. That's the joys of having buddy lands and shocklands in the same standard, because you literally can just be like, I have a full land set of what I want.
Yeah, and nothing will maybe come in tapped at all, which is amazing. All right, now with that was the full 60. Now we go in the sideboard, and we were talking to a friend that this should maybe be main board because of how like weird it is, and then you can sacrifice your dudes. But Argo's Bloodfast. It's a 2-drop legendary enchantment. Pay 2 life, draw a card. Seems good. If at your upkeep, if you have 5 or less life, flip it into the land, and it becomes a legendary land. Tap, add a black to the mana pool, and then sacrifice a creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. If you watch our brawls with him flipping this, it's just insane.
Yeah. I'll be the first one to say that I didn't give this card enough credit. Like, the more I looked at it, I was like, this card is bad. And then when I played with it, I was like, this card's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because it can do some stuff for you. Draws you some cards a whole lot.
Especially if you're recurring creatures from your graveyards constantly.
Yeah. We got another 2 Assassin's Trophies just because you may need them to kill those pesky Planeswalkers or whatever.
Definitely. We have 2 Negate, because why not counter target non-creature spell, instant speed. Thought Erasure. 1 blue, 1 black, amazing spell. Target opponent reveals their hands. You pick a non-land card, get it out of there, and you surveil 1. This is mainly against control and mid-range games.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And also against Carnage Tyrant, because that guy is rampaging everywhere.
Yeah. Next up is Landlord Ego. It's a blue, black, and 1. Use sorcery. You choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and or library for up to 4 cards with the name and exile them. Target player shuffles their library and then draw a card for each card exiled this way.
So,
card is silly.
Yeah.
It just says a name card. So you can choose a swamp or a forest or an island. You just be like, get rid of some of those cards.
Yeah.
If you really need to. But most likely you're going to be getting their big threats out of the way because you don't want to deal with them. So you want to get their Teferis out. You want to get their Karns out. Any of those kind of cards.
Their Nexus of Fate. Like, your winning condition, it's gone. Thank you. I don't care if you draw cards for it.
Yeah.
Alright, of course, more Ritual of Soots, because you need those in there.
We have another Eldest Reborn, because you may need to have some more creature kill.
Yeah. And then 1 more Vivien Reid. And then the big boy we were just talking about, Carnage Tyrant, because we're running green and Goreclaw. So he could cost 4 with Goreclaw, so that's really good.
Yeah.
So naturally he costs 4 and 2 green, so 6, 7/6 trample, hexproof, and he can't be countered.
What more do you want in a big green stomping creature?
Exactly.
Just, I'm big, don't touch me.
And I win.
And I'll come into play.
Yeah.
Dude's awesome. It's a big dinosaur. Like, what? Great.
Grixis control, just so much out there. You're just like, I have a big dude and he's coming for you. Real good.
Yeah. It's fantastic. I definitely would say get Carnage Tyrants if you can. Don't stress over them, but definitely go for them.
Like, I know the Golgari list is like fighting for them right now, so they're probably really expensive, but if you can get your hand on them, just keep them.
Yeah. Don't
trade them. Don't, unless you want to just straight up sell them for money.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
With that, that's the Junkyard life, my friends. And it's very dirty and messy and just random. But hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you care for it, the list is down below. And with that, hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island. Bye. Be sure to like and comment on the video. And to get our latest and greatest, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. And to get notifications, there's also a little bell that you can hit. Now, if you want to look at some old deck tech videos, go ahead and click to the right. And if you want to see them in action, click the videos below. Thank you.